Hey guys, I know I said we'd go right to the machine, but I just wanted to show you something real quick. First off, I got my all of my automatic styles set up for all of the tools and operations we're going to be using here, and I got my tool table or my tool library here in the CAM software. I went ahead and matched it up with my tool library on the machine and added the 5/16 to both the tool library here and the tool table in the machine. So that should all be good. And then I did just a little quick rough representation here of the layout on the machine. And then I went through and I duplicated all of the operations that needed to be duplicated, and I just mirrored a bunch of them from the left side to the right side. And if we take a quick look here, and this will be the end here on CAM and simulation. The next time you see this will certainly be on the machine. But this simulates pretty quick. I didn't put in a stock size or anything because I just wanted to see what the toolpaths would look like, and Camotics just automatically generates a stock that is larger than the toolpath size if you don't specify a stock size. And let's take a top view. And yeah, it shows the oversized cuts for the spot drills, but we already discussed that in video 1. Anyway, there shows roughly what the cuts will look like on the two sides. So now I should be able to set two pieces of metal on the machine and cut them. I'll see you out at the machine.
Alright, here we go, guys. Let's start out. I haven't poured any plastic in a while. There's a little bit of settling with the MF, but not bad. Still, let's give it a good shake, get all of the plastisol out. This will introduce some bubbles in the plastisol, so some guys may not like this, but it works okay for me. Not so much when this 5-gallon jug is full, but it works okay for me. And let's kind of get prepped here. I like to use the MF soft sinking with a 1/4 cup of salt per cup of plastic for my sinking baits. It's not pouring. There we go. Had the valve turned the wrong way. So I don't want to overfill the cup, so we'll make about 3 cups of plastic in this batch. We're the 3-cup mark. And we'll just throw it in the microwave. Now you might think that it's a little bit paranoid to put on heat-resistant gloves. I buy these nitrile gloves. They're Mappa Temp Decks. I buy these from MSC. Their website, I think, is MSC Direct, and they're like $7 a pair. They're cheap. And I've actually opened an injector by accident and spilled molten plastic out in my hand. And I stopped and I showed it to the guy I was working with, and then peeled the glove off, and I didn't burn my hand. If I had just poured that molten plastic on my bare hand, I'd have had 2nd-degree burns almost instantly. Now, I do a thing called burping the injector, where I draw a little bit of plastic in and then I push it out to try and get it to evacuate any air. So that I'm not pushing air into the mold. And I found most molds like it if you hold pressure on them for, depending on the mold, anywhere from 10 seconds to a half a minute or a minute. Some molds may be more. Now, if I wasn't wearing these gloves, I definitely wouldn't have done that. Okay. and then go back and top them off, because the plastic shrinks as it cools, and if you don't keep molten plastic in there, it'll draw air all the way down into the cavity, and you'll wind up either with a hollow bait or a badly dented bait or something like that. That's a fair amount of plastic, so we'll give it a minute, although that might be too much. So let's do these first, since these were shot first, and see how they came out. All right. As you can see, it's been in there for a while, and it's still in its clear, unkicked over state. But I'm going to stir it up anyway, just to make the heat in it a little bit more uniform, because the microwave does not heat evenly, as you saw from the first batch of plastic that we made. Faster than the other, so you kind of got to pay attention so you don't overcook one or undercook the other and wind up with nasty sticky baits or burnt baits. Might be it's through to the shape of the cup. Maybe it has to do with the thickness of the glass. I don't know, but I see that all the time. Maybe it's because one's it hasn't completely kicked over yet. It's still white on the bottom. And this one's about the same. Let's give them a stir. Get the white off the bottom. As you can see, it's still pretty thick too. It hasn't fully catalyzed from the heat. And I may be using that term wrong. I think it's a chemical reaction between the chemicals in the plastisol that's triggered by adding energy to the equation, i.e. adding heat to it, or a heat-activated catalytic reaction. But I could be wrong. I'm not a plastic manufacturer. I'm just a plastic user. So, don't pick on me! Nah, we're good, guys. You see, that one's still pretty thick, too, so they both need to be... It's not really about what we're trying to do today. Alright, I think they're both getting really close. If they're not there, there's still a little bit of white unkicked in the bottom. Let me get my stir stick. Yeah, it's still a little, not quite that pancake syrup runniness yet, but it's close. That one's real close, but it still had a little bit of white on the bottom, and I want to make sure that it all comes up to temperature. Yeah, we're about 340 degrees with me stirring actively, so it's not quite there yet. Yeah, this one's a little thicker, so we may actually have to take this one out when it's done and leave this one in for another 30 seconds or so. We'll see when we get to that point. Let's see if there's actually a difference in temperature. Yeah, this one's only running about 330 degrees with me actively stirring, so that explains why it's not quite as cooked. And I still have I do have it all stirred up finally. Alright, let's put them both in the microwave for another minute. little thick on the bottom. I think that was just salt settling out. Got to keep that salt stirred up. I'll show you here in a minute when we're waiting for the next cool down that even as much as I stir these, how much the salt settles out and how quickly. That feels good. I mean, there was a little bit of salt clumping in the bottom, but it feels good. And I can see somehow my white pearl has started to change color a little bit anyway. Alright. I may have overcooked it. Let's burp the injectors. Fill them up. Off the thing before. Okay. 2-color injection one way. Two-color injection the other way. 2-color injection the first way. Okay. And let's squeeze a little bit of plastic into those sprues and runners to keep them topped off. Alright, let's take a quick look here. You know what, I think I might do better if I was just shooting for with one camera. Okay, there's the one that was shot lengthwise with it. As you can see, one end came out all watermelon, and the other end came out all white pearl. And then this was the one that should laminate, and that side is clearly watermelon, and that side is clearly white pearl. So,
thank you for watching. I know a 30-minute video is a bit on the long side. If you're just here for the chance to win the free mold, this is the point in the video where I'll tell you about it. If you just want to buy one of these molds, they will be added to my web store shortly after this video is posted. Well, within a day or two. If you're just here for the chance at a free one, keep listening. You must be a subscriber to the channel, and you must comment "Enter me to win" in the comments below. Whenever the channel reaches 1,000 subscribers, I'll use a random number generator to pick a winner from those qualified to win, and I'll contact you. The free mold giveaway is for anybody in the world where a free drawing like this is legal, as long as you're not located in a nation that's trade restricted with the USA. I'm actually giving away 3 of these free molds. One will be given away to those who watch this video, part 2 of this series, on the CNC Molds and Stuff channel, and follow the rules to win. Part 1 of this series, where I did the design work to cut this mold, was posted on my personal channel under my name, Bob Lalonde. If you subscribe to that channel and comment "Enter me to win" on that video, you will have a second chance to win a copy of this mold, and that will be given away when that channel reaches 1,000 subscribers. On my fishing channel, 5 Minutes on the Water, you will have yet a third chance to win one of these molds. Part 3 of this series about fishing the Wacky Winger has not yet been posted, but if you are a subscriber to that channel, and you comment "Enter me to win" on that video, you will be entered to win when the channel reaches 1,000 subscribers. I should have that video completed later this year. Fair warning, none of these channels currently has more than a couple hundred subscribers, so it might be a while. Again, thank you very much for watching.